I'm just subtly trying to tell you.
No, you're. There's no way he said subtle. There's no way, right? Right? Surely there is no way he said subtle. Surely there is no way he said the word subtle. My man, this is the least subtle thing you could ever do. Hello all you beautiful people, how you guys doing? So a little bit different video for today. I saw this tweet going on. People are kind of talking about it, so I kind of wanted to talk about it a little bit too. Kind of different type of content than I usually make, but I thought, hey, might as well go for it. And I think it's a little bit interesting to talk about because I'm a streamer as well. So, Miss Nerdy Curvy says, I know that I'm also in the wrong a little for saying, well, my mom passed in a stream after being asked where I've been, but the response just isn't it, fam. I made a tweet longer thingy to share a little background, but here you go. I've already seen this. I've already kind of said my little piece and a little comment down here, but we're kind of gonna just go through it, and I'm gonna kind of give my thoughts as we go along. But yeah, let's go. And I might pause it through just because, like, copyright reasons and stuff like that, you know?
Curvy, where have you been? Oh my god, well tell you what, Miss Dirty Curvy, you know what we're not gonna do? We're not gonna talk about it in my chat. Cause it's Friday, and that is a whole big bucket of bummer. And I'm sorry for your loss, but we're not doing that in—
Okay, so obviously she brought up this topic, right? After he asked, by the way, and he didn't ask, if we go back here, he didn't ask, how are you? He said, where were you, I believe. He says, where. He didn't say how. He says, where? She obviously talks about it, and he was just like, you know, don't bring that here, essentially. Don't bring that here. Why is he being so aggressive? He doesn't want something heavy to be talked about at the moment. Maybe he doesn't, maybe he has a certain vibe today on this stream. And like a topic like this would ruin the vibe. But the way you communicate that and the way you tell that to people is so important. You don't be like, oh, this is no, we're not gonna, like, he's essentially ridiculing her, right? Like, he's essentially ridiculing her for talking about this. Like, that's not how you do it. How you do it is you address it in a nice, respectful way, and then you move on. You move on to another topic. You bring up another topic. Maybe you ask somebody else in chat something else. You move on. If this person, for example, Nerdy Curvy, keeps bringing it up when it is obvious you have moved on from a different topic, then maybe be more forceful. Well, no, you said, where were you? To be fair. I mean, that's like the small thing. I'm not like super harping on that. I'm just like, they're two different questions.
Two acceptable responses. Good, and you know what? I'll make it through.
The problem with this one is that you can easily flip the script. Anything anybody says to you can easily be reflected back, right? So I could very easily be like, if somebody comes into your chat and starts saying these things after you ask them, right? After you ask them, where were you? And their response is something, how he said, something bummer, right? Something bummer. Your response should be respectfully address the thing. So it would be like, I'm sorry that's happened. I'm sorry for your loss. I hope you and your family are recovering, etc., etc. And then respectfully, again, respect, that is the big thing, respectfully be like, that is just not something that, we want to talk about today. I hope you can at least enjoy the stream. And then you bring up another topic, right? And then you just bring up another topic and you move on. That shows that you have addressed it, and then there is finality there. Addressed it, topic over. If they keep going, then you can be like, for example, you can be like, hey, Nerdy Curvy, I see you're still talking about it. Again, I'm sorry for your loss, but we're not trying to talk about that today. It's still a little bit rude, right? It's still a little bit rude, but it is so much better than trying to lecture someone. Why are you trying to lecture someone from a question that you spawned? You spawned this question. You asked where they were.
How are you? Good? Or, you know what? I'll make it through. Awesome. Love to hear it.
This lecturing is so rough, too. Like, is at least a little bit of empathy, right? A little bit of empathy, just to be like, this person has had a family member that passed away very recently. Their mother too, and you're trying to lecture them about what they should or should not say. Maybe they're not in the best state of mind. Like, did you think about that? their mother passed away, man. Like, maybe, like, maybe they aren't thinking fully logically 100%. Like, did you think about that? Like, people aren't machines, man. People are dynamic. Sorry, it's just, the lecturing is just, I can't.
There you go. I'm just subtly trying to tell you.
No, you're. There's no way he said subtle. There's no way, right? Right? Surely there is no way he said subtle. Surely there is no way he said the word subtle. My man, this is the least subtle thing you could ever do. The most. Okay. Oof. Okay, maybe he thinks he's being subtle. Okay, let me be nice, right? If you actually genuinely want to be subtle, then you do as I said. You try to end the conversation, and then you move on to something else. If they see that you have fully moved, that you have addressed it and moved on, without saying that you want to not talk about this and move on, that is what being subtle is. Addressing it directly and lecturing them, that is not subtlety. That is, sir, that is not subtlety.
Unloading really heavy news in people's chats on Twitch is not like good etiquette. It's not the place to do it.
Definitely, streamers are not your therapists. But again, you could have said this. To be honest with you, it's still not the best response. But you could have said this instead of whatever nonsense lecturing you did earlier. Like, I don't disagree, but at the same time, it's not good etiquette to reprimand somebody, right? To like lecture somebody because their mother passed away. It's the same thing. Again, everything you were saying to this person, I could easily turn back at you and say it back to you. That is not etiquette. That is not the way to act. I mean, it's a difficult situation to navigate, but, you know, talking to people can be a difficult situation.
You don't need to tell them, well, my dog died.
Okay, it's more lecturing. It's stop it. Stop lecturing. Like, stop. You are making this more of an issue by making this a whole scene. You were talking about earlier, you don't want something bummer, something to essentially ruin the vibe of your stream, which again is fine, but you are doing the exact thing you don't want. You, by making a whole big scene about this, by keep going, lecturing, you are making it worse. You are physically making this worse.
God, like, like, you know, like, if someone asks, like, hey, what's up, where have you been? And it's heavy, just be like, I had a bunch of shit going on, so I've been lying low for a little while. Got it.
You know, respect should be 100% the name of the game here. Trying to lecture somebody, trying to say, like, oh, you should have done this, you should have done that. Again, dude, this person had lost their mom, man. Like I said earlier, maybe they're not in the best state of mind. Maybe they can't logically think right now. That stuff is heavy. Like you said earlier, right? That stuff is heavy, so you need to handle it with heaviness in mind. I understand that maybe it's disrupting the vibe of your stream. It's disrupting this, that, and the other. But that is the nature of having a public space like a streaming platform. That is the nature of it. So real quick, I did find this person's stream. I'm not going to share it because I'm just here to talk about this topic. I just wanted to point out their rules, right? Because I think something that they said is like, you know, talking about this stuff goes against the rules or whatever. So I wanted to look at what the rules were. Okay, so be positive. Fair. You could say what the other person did, telling about how their mother passed away, wasn't being positive. Sure. You could say that. But, again, what I've been saying constantly in this video is anything that you can say can be reflected back to you, right? Be positive. Was he being very positive? I don't think so, unfortunately. Be welcoming. Was that being very welcoming? Unfortunately, I don't think so. Be considerate. This is the big one. Considerate, man. Come on, man. It's in your own rules. If you're not following your own rules, what are you doing? And then obviously be good looking is the joke one. Streamers are not your therapist. 100%. But there are better ways that you can kind of communicate the idea that, you know, I don't want to talk about this on this stream. And the way you do that is by being positive and being considerate in their own rules. Literally in their own rules. You did ask where they were. It is not on their responsibility. It is not their responsibility to kind of shape their response in a certain way. It is your responsibility to understand that what they did is not something that you want in your stream, not something that you want to vibe in your stream, and then handle that in an appropriate way by being positive and being considerate. You know, I think 100% what this guy has to do is just apologize, right? Just apologize at the end of the day. Oh yeah, let me show him the comment that I wrote real quick. I mean, I pretty much said in this comment what I've been saying throughout this entire video, right? Why does he have to make a whole scene? Just say, I'm sorry for your loss, and I hope you and your family are recovering okay. Yes, streamers aren't your therapists, but also don't treat someone like crap for saying their mom died. The streamer should be smart enough to wrap up the topic. And to say this at the end, what should have been done is saying, I am sorry for your loss. I hope your family are doing okay, anything like that, and you move on to another topic. If they continue to talk about it, you address it respectfully. You address it respectfully and say, hey, Miss Nerdy Curvy, I see you're still talking about this. Again, I'm sorry for your loss, but that is just not something we want to talk about today for today's stream. So again, sorry for your loss, but I'm trying to move on the stream to another topic. We're trying to talk about this right now, right? We're trying to, we're discussing this right now. I hope you can enjoy the stream. Anything like that, right? Anything like that. There are a million things you could have said that aren't, let me lecture you right now. How could you do this in my stream? Let me lecture you about why you should never do this or whatever. At the end of the day, what this person should do is just kind of apologize, just move forward and be like, I didn't handle the situation in the best way. But yeah, that is it for me. Tell me what you guys think in the comments. I know this was kind of like a random video that I've never done before, but I saw this in the morning when I woke up, and I was like, it might be something interesting to talk about, because I myself am a streamer, and it is something that I've definitely dealt with before. I've definitely dealt with these situations before, and I can only hope that I handled this in a good way when I did it, right? Because people sharing news like this is really heavy stuff, and they share it with it because they trust you, man. I think that's what it is at the really end of the day. They tell you these things because they trust you, and acting like this to the person that trusts you, that's not it. It's really not it. All right, that is it for me. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have yourselves a fantastic day. I will see you guys next time, and peace out.